Oh, wait, I normally do an overlay. I am there we go. That's how I usually start this gig. Hello, everyone. Y'all, I am having some technical difficulties that are trying to take me out tonight, but thank you all for hanging out with me. I appreciate it and your patience. Let's hope that this show is easy to run and all that jazz. We'll see. We'll see what happens and how it works. So hello, happy Tuesday, happy day after, what is that holiday that people celebrated yesterday? Day after Valentine's Day. That was it, Valentine's Day. So happy day after Valentine's Day. If you see me fussing around, it's because I'm trying to get myself set up here so that I can chat with y'all. It is Tuesday, 5:30-ish, and today we're going to talk about video marketing because video marketing is super important. And I absolutely think it's important enough for us to take an entire session just to chat about it. So that's what we're going to be talking about here. I do have a workshop following that is going to kind of give us a little bit of a deeper dive than this conversation that we're going to have here. And for those of you who usually chat with me in chat, I'm not sure I'm going to be able to see the chat. I'm pulling it up, but like I said, I'm having some challenges. So we'll see what works, what happens. So in the meantime, let's just get what we can get out of this and talk about leveraging video for small business. So as someone who has been doing live video online, live and pre-recorded video online for several years now, I've actually been doing it since probably 2018. Maybe a little bit longer. I absolutely love video. I think that people underestimate what it can do for your business. It is a revelatory. It is hey, okay, so I can't see the chat. It is as revelatory as any other thing that I have done. And I have done a lot of things to help me grow my business over the last 11 years actually. And I've also, because I'm a marketer, I've done things for clients that I haven't even done for myself, to help grow businesses. And I can tell you that video is probably has one of the larger impacts for the amount of effort that it takes to do. And that is considering that I am a big proponent of live video, because live video requires no editing. You just are here, like I am here with you now. I am using a software called Restream to stream these videos and across multiple platforms. And I've been doing that for as long as I've been doing video. Basically, I've either used Zoom or I've used Restream or something like it to Zoom, like across multiple platforms. And it makes life so much easier because you don't have to worry about trying to upload it to different platforms and all that after your video is over, and you're reaching people in multiple places at once. Now, as soon as Instagram joins the party, everyone is going to be happier. But as for now, with a platform like Restream, I'm getting live video out of the way early because I've talked about live video 80 million times. I'm going to talk about all the other different video types in a second, but with live video, you can stream on LinkedIn, which is the primary platform that I'm actually streaming on now. I do these videos for LinkedIn, and they're to support the LinkedIn articles that I have that I put out on Tuesdays called Take Charge Tuesday. And then we have the Take Charge Tuesday videos. But these are also going out on a couple of different Facebook pages, and a Twitter account, and YouTube. So it's going on in multiple places. I could put this in my Facebook group as well, that we run for the business. There's a bunch of different ways that you can use this content. So using live video is really useful. And on top of that, we then have the live video content that if we wanted to turn around and turn that live video content into blog posts, you can do that. As long as you have a kind of outline to what you're saying, it makes it a lot easier for you to then turn it into a blog post. And I do, even though it might not sound like it to people who are listening. I do have an outline of what I'm going to say on every video, whether it's a sticky note or a full out article that I've pre-written and I know what I'm going to say. Having live content means that you need to be essentially all of the editing. Having live content means that you need to edit in advance. There you go. So it's not that you need to be prepared, which is where I was going before. You need to be prepared like you were recording on Channel 5 News, but more than anything, all of the edits, if you're going to do a live piece of video, basically every editing piece that you would want to do needs to be done before you press live, before you press start. And it's because as soon as you press start, all of the edits that you can do go out the window. The only thing you can edit at that point is if you pull the video down and then edit it and re-upload it. That's basically the only way to edit after it's been up. So my suggestion for all video, by the way, is to edit as much as possible before you record the video so that your post editing process is very easy. And that just basically requires you plan and plan and plan so that you are prepared. So what are the different types of video that you can create? As a small business owner, I want us to get out of the idea that we need to be creating video on the lines of people who do video creation for a living, right? So, oh no, okay. Reading the chat. I should not read the chat. But what I want us to do is get out of the mindset completely that we are doing video for entertainment, or that we're doing video where the video and every single video has to have a massive return on investment. So back in the old days, when I first started my business, it used to be a big trend, and I fell prey to it myself, to hire a production company and shoot those interview style videos with like a founder where you talk about your products and things like that. And you kind of look off to the side and you're talking to a person who no one can see, and you're explaining a concept and all that. That used to be the way. That was the thing that people did. And you can still see that a lot of places. There's a legacy of that. The problem, of course, is that those interview style videos are expensive. There's a lot of setup. You have to order, like you have to work with a video production crew, essentially. There's a lot that goes into it. And although video content has gotten cheaper to produce, if you're going to have someone else produce it for you, it's still relatively expensive, because the whole reason why it was expensive in the first place is that you're paying for a person, right? You're paying for sometimes a whole team of people to be on site to make adjustments. And then afterwards, you're paying for all the editing and all that good stuff. Video has come a long way. And that is not to say that there is not a place for like production, because there is. Like, I'm literally in the process of setting up a photo shoot for myself right now. And yes, I have tripods and multiple cameras and things that I could do to do my own photo shoot. But I am completely conscious of the fact that the photos that I take of myself are not as good as the photos that someone would take of me. And it's the same thing with video. You can produce video at a level that, is really good on your own, but the person who's going to be doing it from a production studio is simply going to be better. Like, the quality will be better, the turnaround will hopefully be faster, all of those types of things. But just like with photos, the fact that you are going to get professionals to do it at some point does not mean that you should not do it on your own on a regular basis. So I still take video, like photos of myself constantly, doing different things, going to different events, participating in different activities. Those photos go up on my Instagram. They go up in a lot of different places, because I am not, even though I'm not a professional, I am not going to stop taking pictures of myself in order to wait for the professionals to take pictures of me when I am doing different activities or working in my business and things like that need to be represented via photo. Same thing with your own business. So just because you are going to have professional photography done doesn't mean that you shouldn't ever take pictures of yourself and do pictures on your own. And when you're in the moment and something happens and you snap a picture, it doesn't mean that you shouldn't do that. We need to treat video the same, right? We need to be thinking, okay, video needs to be a part of my story, a part of my marketing, whether I am, shooting impromptu videos myself, whether that means that once every 3 years, I'm going to get some professional video shots. Sure. But you don't need to wait for professional video in order to have video be a part of your business. Okay. Soapbox. I'm going to get off of it now. And let's talk about the different types of videos. So the first type is the selfie video. A selfie style video is essentially like what I'm doing right now. You can call it a talking head video. And there's a few different versions of this we're going to talk about, but it basically is the idea of you talking directly to camera. So unlike the old days where there would be someone that you were like imaginary talking to off to the side, like it's hard to do this because I'm like literally trying not to look at myself. But as you're, doing that sort of talking off to the side thing, that's not what a selfie style video is. So a selfie style video is you looking directly at the camera. So I can see myself actually on the screen. I do have my video up, but I am not looking at my video. I am looking at the camera because when I look at the camera, it appears as though I'm looking at you. And so a selfie style video gives you that appearance of looking at your audience while you are talking. That can be done via a webcam. I am using a very standard web camera right now. I am not using any special equipment. I have a very fancy camera, like arm's length. Literally, I could reach over and touch it right now. A very fancy camera that I do not have set up to do live streaming, even though I could, because the quality of the video from this webcam is definitely high enough for me to just do this without having to move cameras around and do all the extra work that it would take to set up that camera. So that camera stays, away until we're going to do some photography or videography that is not in this room. It is not live. So selfie can be done with your phone. So you can also do selfie style videos with your phone. I highly suggest you use that back camera. This was me looking at myself. I highly suggest you use your back camera if you're going to do it, so that you won't be able to see yourself because you'll be on this side. But I do want you to be able to get the best camera that your phone has to offer, and the best camera is the one in the back. Okay. So there's that, selfie style videos. The next type is a simple backdrop video. Simple backdrop is essentially a video that allows you to have the thing that is being focused on be the only thing that people see, essentially. So a simple backdrop would be if the backdrop behind my video was completely white, just so a white screen or some other color, or if I had my Google banner right behind me as the Grow with Google Digital Coach for Ohio. I have a Google banner. I could put that right behind me and it would be very simple. So not anything distracting. The whole point of it is to have me be the focus of the content. So it's still a selfie style video, but it's a selfie style video with a backdrop. Top down. So a top-down video, you can also consider this to be a point of view video, which is a separate type of top-down or a separate type of video, is when you are recording a surface. So a top-down video is when the camera itself is usually pointed in this direction with the camera being pointed at a surface, and you are then recording something that's happening on a surface. That could be a recording of you writing or a recording of you crafting something. You can also do a top-down style video if you were recording yourself doing something in the internet. So that is essentially a top-down, but with the internet being the thing that you're recording. So if I was going to do a Canva tutorial or something like that, then that kind of falls into the parameters of a top down. That's one type. Product in action is if you are a product-based business or a service-based business, you can shoot video of you doing the thing that you do. Now, back to the idea of recording a screen and doing it that way. If you are a graphic designer, you can shoot videos of you designing things. If you are a copywriter, you can shoot videos of you in the process of writing copy. If you are a coach who does video coaching, you can record video of you doing video coaching or of you sitting in real life or, coaching someone. That is the idea of a product in motion. And of course, if you have a physical product, if you have candles, if you have mugs, if you have, if you're selling granola, whatever it is, having video of that thing. So having a video of granola being poured on top of whatever the thing is that people are pouring it on top of, or people who are preparing to eat it, taking it on road trips with them, whatever that is, having the video of it is what product in action is. Told with text is another video type that is mostly going to happen in the computer and not going to happen in the real world, but it can actually happen in both. So a told with text is those typography videos where you see the entire video is typography. It is words that are coming across the screen. Sometimes those words are moving in different formats. Other times the words are just coming across the screen, and there may be a graphic in there somewhere, a picture of a person, a picture of a product, but the majority of the content is the words. That is your told with text. But you can also do told with text with signage. So especially now with TikToks and Reels becoming so popular, if you wanted to have handheld board, like I won't even say a whiteboard, but like a poster board, a poster, just a regular small size, something that's a little bit bigger than a 10 and a half or 10 by 8.5. So, or 11 by 8.5, or you might want to do like 11 by 14, which is a little bit bigger. The idea is that you write something on there and then you flip the card. So you have the story is being told with the text, not your voice. So you are not actually saying anything, but the story itself is being told with the text that is on those signs. That is a very common thing. People still do those. So if you're like, that's so 2017, Lindsay, why would you suggest it? People still do those. Like if you go on TikTok, you will see them right now. Someone is doing a told with text video. Built from stills is another type of video, and it is a video that is based in imagery that is still photography, which is the idea that you're going to tell a story using images and sometimes text, but mostly images. And these are also known as like slideshow videos, where essentially you're creating a slideshow of your product or service, and people can watch the slideshow video of that product in action. Animation is another type. Oh my goodness, animations are fantastic. People love animated video. The biggest challenge with animated video is that it is very hard to DIY. If you are going to do animated video, you should probably outsource it, but you can outsource it to Fiverr. You can outsource it to, it doesn't have to be expensive just because you're outsourcing it. There are definitely companies that can do a nice, quick little animated video for you in a little 30-second to 1 minute long animated video in Fiverr for $100 or $200. Like it can be really relatively cost effective to do animated video, but you want to make sure, again, if you're going to hire it out, that you know exactly what you want that video to be, so that you have edited it to the point or planned it out to the point where when they give it back to you, it's exactly what you want. Because that's how you work with it. If you're going to hire someone to do it for cheap, they're not going to be able to conceptualize it for you. You're going to have to give them the concept. You might even have to give them the what is it called when you do the frame by frame, a storyboard. So you might have to give them a storyboard. You might have to give them a lot of information in order for them to produce that, but definitely can be done relatively inexpensively. Voiceover video. Voiceover video is really, really great, because what a voiceover video allows you to do is do a combination of all the things that I'm talking about. So you can shoot, you can do images and, have a bunch of idiot images in a slideshow. You can shoot video, but not have any voices happening during the video that you're shooting. You can shoot a tutorial, any number of things, and any combination of those things could have a voiceover. And all of voiceover is where you are watching the video and there is a voice that is narrating the process. Now, the first thing I thought of there for some reason is Lord of the Rings, because there are big portions, I think, from my recollection, big portions of that are narrated via voiceover. There is a narrator. There are lots and lots of TV shows that are like that. I'm not gonna date myself. I guess I will, depending on how young you are. This might feel weird, but Felicity is one of everyone's favorite TV shows that had a massive voiceover component. Essentially, she was just like reading her diary to us in between scenes, right? So voiceover is the idea that you are telling a story that people can sometimes see what's happening, and other times you're giving them a graphic representation, but no matter what, they're hearing a narrator who is telling the story. Now, again, talking about things that you can hire out. If you hate the sound of your voice, or you simply don't have time to do voiceover video, you're like, I would love to have a video where someone explained this thing. that I don't personally want to do it, that's another thing that you can hire out on like Fiverr or something like that, where you can have someone to do a voiceover video for content that you provide. So you give them the content and they do the voiceover. In a lot of ways, you can actually give them the video. So you can give them a whole video that's completed with a script that tells them, at this point, I want you to say these things, and they will be able to execute on that and hand you back a video with a perfect voiceover. Obviously, again, lots of planning and editing in advance to make sure that that happens in a very seamless fashion so that you have all the content that you need in order to pull together a really great voiceover video. And the last thing you can do, it's not really the last, but it's one of the other forms of videos that you can create, is a user showcase. So again, this is one of my favorite types of videos. I've been able to do it for customers. I have bought things based on user showcase videos. I love user showcase videos. What a user showcase video is basically, if you are a business to business person, it's a case study, but in video format. And it can be a case study where the person who had the services delivered to them is the one being interviewed. So back to that interview style video where there's a person off camera who they're talking to, and usually that person is meant to be like the representative of the business that they're talking to, and they're telling you how they used it and what happened and all those things. So essentially a really sophisticated testimonial video. But you can also do a user showcase where you have someone send you a testimonial. It can be a voice recording of a testimonial. It can be text of a testimonial. And then you can have a voiceover recorded while showing in video, showing what it is that the user got. So if they are telling about how they love to eat the granola with, their favorite tea, or they love to use your bath bomb in the tub after they've had a long day at work, you can have that entire video like be imagery of someone putting a bath bomb in and a long day of work and putting a briefcase down or taking off high heels while that person is doing their testimonial. You can have the video content be of someone demonstrating what that person is talking about. So essentially a user showcase could be any number of ways, essentially, where you're taking the user's perspective, usually words straight from their mouth or from their fingers that they've typed out and told you. You're taking that content and you're marrying it with video, either video of them talking directly or video of them explaining their experience, and you adding in descriptive imagery and descriptive videos of what they're talking about. These are some of the types of videos that you can create. Now, if you're like, okay, Lindsay, that's great, but how and how do you keep talking about editing in advance and planning and all those things? Like, how do I do all of that? Well, I have a workshop that is absolutely free that is happening in 3 minutes. I'm like literally going to pop over there immediately after this, where I will be talking about just that. We're going to work through how to do this for your own business, how to do video for small businesses that is not mired in the like allure of having to be a YouTuber or having to do video all the time. I do video once a week. You don't have to. That's just the way that I do it because it makes it easy for me. Put it on a calendar, go live. But if you want to do something else and you want to have, want to start getting into this video game, I got you. Come hang out with me. I'm trying to see where it is. There is a link. Let me see if I can pop it in. A link. Yes, I can. I think, wait, maybe not. Maybe that's not it. Of course I can't. There is a link for you to join me. I'm trying to see if I can find it because I would love for you to join us. Let me see. Y'all, again, the technology is thwarting me right now. Let me see. There we go. Here we go. I'm going to paste this into the chat so that you can join me if you're watching. And there you go. You can click that link and join me straight away. I will be there in, like I said, 2 minutes. I love that. Can you have someone send it to me? Yes. And yes, I do use sticky notes and all that good stuff as a way for me to get that, like, when I say organized, you don't have to have like there's sticky notes you can see in the background over there. I have them all over the place because that's a lot of times how I organize my content. But I gotta go. I gotta do a workshop. Thank you so much for hanging out with me, and I will see you all next week. Bye.